Welcome to a YouTube video, and I've been doing a lot of Twitch streams if you're wondering why I haven't been posting as much on here. And I do suggest you check out my Twitch stuff. The link is below. I will try to keep doing as many YouTube videos as I can, but it's hard to do both just time wise. But I'm just going to play a little bit of Blitz now, get something up on YouTube, keep some of you guys happy, put a smile on your face on a Friday, probably put a grimace on my face because of the disgusting moves I'm going to play. But we'll see. Let's have some fun. I also do want to let people know about, whoa, where have we gone here? Come on. About a Rivals match. There we go. That I am doing with John Bartholomew. So I'll tell you a bit more about that later on. But I am doing a Rivals match tonight. This is on Friday, the 26th of April, 8 PM British summertime. And I'm playing John Bartholomew. So do try to catch me on Twitch. And I'll be doing that live on Twitch. So that's where you can catch me there. And what we're going to do, we're going to play two long play games. So I think this is going to be a really interesting format, actually. We're going two long play games. And then we're going to go for... after the long play games, two 5-minute games, two 3-minute games, and then two bullet games. Blech. But it's going to be very interesting, I think, to see how me and John are going to view, especially the long play games, differently, you know, because you've seen I've done these long play games before, and I think it'll be interesting to see how we go about looking at the positions in our different ways, because I think that's one of the most fascinating things about chess. People have their different personalities in chess, and it comes across in the moves that they play and the way that they think, even though you've got to have something similar, otherwise you're not going to do well. Okay, right, well, I've been wabbling as usual, wabble wabble wabble, and now after my wabble wabble wabble, what am I doing? Well, I've lost the pawn. Not the end of the world. And okay, he wants to swap off pieces. No, I don't even know if this ending's that bad for me, to be honest. Because, but I'm not going to play it. We don't want an ending, do we? Nah, of course we don't. We don't want any of that rubbish ending. I don't think the ending's that bad, because it's maybe a bit like a Benko, isn't it? When I get those diagonals. I don't really want him playing E5 though. This is the move I want to avoid. E5. Okay, maybe it's not so bad if I can meet it with D5. That's probably the way I need to play. So now let's step out of the way of my queen being on that file. That makes sense. And, well, I love this new bit of artwork I'm going to put up again here. Well, we won't put it up now, but with the duck being caught. Thanks. I mean, always good to see ducks in need. God, I'm slow, aren't I? I've got to move a bit quicker later on. So I wonder where my strength's going to be against JB later on. Will it be in the long play with my... Well, I think I've got extra experience over John. Maybe that's where it will be. I don't think it will necessarily... I'm going to get the queens off now. This game's not going well. We'll have a rematch after this one. You know, it's hard when you're talking. That's my excuse. I think long play will be one of the more likely ones I might be able to get a point off John. Maybe the 5-minute as well. That's what I'll be aiming on. Okay, right. Well, how are we going to play this? We're pawn down. I'm going to bring the king in. And, well, haven't I won a pawn back now, which is... quite handy, gives me good drawing chances. Not on time, but maybe on position. It's going to be 4 versus 3 on the king side, which should be a draw. This should be a technical draw. The reason for that is I've got h4 in, but I'm going to have to struggle a bit on the clock here. Let's go for real active play. I mean, this is quite risky, as I don't need to play like this, and I want to stop that pawn from moving any further. I mean, it should be quite a normalish draw, this one, because he can't get his king in easily. That's the key thing. His king can't come in. He's got to block with a rook. It's the only way to get his king in to these positions. Shall we even play for a win? Why the hell not? Why the blooming hell not? Probably because I'm going to end up losing. That's why, Simon. You've answered your own question, Williams. Why? Because you're going to end up losing. Okay, well at least you learn. I was going to lose on time anyway, with my goodness me slow play. God, I've got to move quicker. What is wrong with me? Why am I so slow? I must be the slowest grandmaster in the known galaxy. It was quite funny. If you missed my stream on Wednesday, I streamed the Arena Kings tournament, which is a tournament on my pawns are just too slow here. It's a tournament on chess.com, and I actually managed to flag hammer for the first time in my life, so that was quite nice. Okay, come on, Harry, let's get some more tactics going, and we're going to bounce back now and play quicker. Now, I always think these positions should be quite okay for me, because you can never really castle kingside, so I should be generally quite happy. But he's being a little bit annoying with his knight. Can I try to trap that one with takes and f6? On the other hand, he's going to try to lash out, I'd imagine. c4, normal stuff. Okay, well let's pressurize that knight. Chase it around. Well, knight here takes knight f4, and he's got an annoying knight coming in. But then I got the interesting rook g4 move. So we could go for that one. Now, I'm just thinking, do I have to defend this one with my pawn, or should I? Let's open it up a little bit. Go for some weird position here. Very odd position. This one. I need to get my bits into the game clearly, and you know my opponent's got quite nice play, hasn't he? He's got kind of a decent French, but where's he going to put his king? That's the thing, because as soon as you take Harry, your king's a lot more susceptible. It can't castle kingside without having some attack, because you've lost a good protector, the G pawn. So come on, let's get a bit of rock and roll going here. What he takes there, he's actually hitting my knight. That's cheeky, isn't it? Okay, well, let's just move the knight like a sensible person and play some sensible chess. Simon Sensible Williams. That's what I was called everywhere I go. They just call me, here comes Mr. Sensible. Look at him. Look how sensible this guy is. He's the most sensible man in this sensible world that we all sensibly live in these sensible times of sensible government and sensible people. What am I wabbling about? Okay, right. Okay. Weird position. I'm trying to like catch the pigeon. Catch that pigeon now. And develop my pieces, because development is a good idea in chess. Where's that knight going? Is it going here or here? I don't know. I don't even know, but it's got to go somewhere. Maybe I should have g5'd him. That might have been a tempter. Okay, let's just kick that queen away, gain a tempo, and I'm going to g5 him. Let's do it. And I'm going to g4 him, and maybe even rook him up. Should we rook him up? How about that? And maybe even bishop him up. Bishop him up, rook him up, g him up, g pawn him up. I've harried him up. Let's just put it up him. Straight up him. Where the sun doesn't shine. And that's not in the mouth. Or on the back. You know, because you can't see the sun shining on your back, if you know what I mean. You know, it's hard to see on the back, really, isn't it? Not easy to see on the back. Well, you know, it might shine on your back. It's like, does the tree fall in the forest? If you can't see it. Does the sun shine on your back if you can't see it? These questions have been asked by many Jedi masters, philosophers over the years, without any real conclusions. If the sun shines on your back and you can't see it, does it shine? Right, okay. Now, I was getting quite confident about my position, but that is a good move. I'll have to take that one. I think we can't let that one stay there forever. And sometimes, you know, I'm in philosophical mood today. Sometimes you have to go backwards to go forwards, and that is one case of that. I actually maybe have some tactics with knight b4 and here. Now I really want to take with a bishop, but I will lose this pawn. So I really want to take with a bishop though. It just feels so correct to do so, but it's annoying. His queen comes over here. No, that's annoying. Okay, let's not let his queen in. Let's keep it a bit more controlled. I mean, I'm a pawn up anyway. Why dabble? Why dabble with uncertainty? Is this why I should have dabbled with uncertainty? Oh my God! If I really just allowed that, what the hell am I playing at? Okay, terrible, terrible. Well, that's not good. I mean, I had such a good position there, and I've just played some atrocious moves. Okay, warm up is over. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Let's flag him and complicate things. Let's just get some stupid tricks going and flag him. Well, the flagging is not going particularly well. Queen there, checkmate. Let me do it. Let me do it. No, he's not going to let me do it. That's not very nice of him. I feel like my king is in a very... Oh no, that was atrocious start. But you know what they say, things can only get better. Okay, well, I'm going to win 5 in a row now. That's it, 5 in a row we're going to end this with. I'm going to shut up. No more philosophizing, which is probably not even a word. 5 in a row coming up. Starting with this one. Who are we playing? Some NM, who's playing some very strange opening moves. Don't know why he wants to force me to play a good move. We'll play that anyway. Why the hell not? And he's given up his bishop, and in these positions that's not a wise thing to do, because this bishop is a nice piece. And that, I mean, he's playing some very strange moves. I mean, that is a very dodgy positional move. It actually just weakens him more than anything. But okay, it's not anything too bad for him. It's just the position at the moment. And I just need to finish my development and get my rooks in. It's strange. I think last time I was doing these Blitz videos, I was about 2600. And for fuck's sake, you can see why I'm not 2600 anymore. What am I playing at? Jesus. Sorry. I don't normally swear like this, but it's one of those days. Okay. Oh, God. Right. I'm still going to win this one. I'm still going to win this one. There's no doubt in my mind I'm going to do it. I was even thinking about playing rook f5, but I've already realised that say goodbye to your little friend there. Okay. Now, let's just move that one out of the way, because that is a source of a lot of my problems. I want to get the rook there and attack his king. It's a sacrifice, you see. I've really just sacrificed some material to open up the F file towards his king. That's the first reason I've done this. As you can see, the F file now looking quite scary towards his king. Am I falling for knight there? I don't think so, because I've got queen takes. So it's one of those grandmasterly sacrifices that you see, and then when you see it, you're like, oh my words, that is so brilliant. It's such a brilliant sacrifice. If only I had seen that one. That's probably what you're thinking now, isn't it? You're probably thinking along those lines. You're probably thinking, wow, look at that compensation. Look at that compensation. And no, we don't want to draw. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I'm not going to cry too much if it ends in a draw. So, yes, the grandmasterly sacrifice. This is why I'm a grandmaster, because of ideas like this. You can see all this counterplay coming into. I haven't even got the will to speak anymore. Okay. Well, you can just take there and take on g6, which, okay, you didn't see, thankfully. And that would have been game over. You know, otherwise my sacrifice was looking fantastic. Brilliant play. And look at it, look at the f-file. Oh, okay, well he's had to go on the defensive in what is a very dodgy position for him. He's had to backtrack. But now, as I saw, at least 10 moves ahead with his double pawn, double pawn, sacrifice, I get all this fantastic compensation coming towards his king. And you can see this long-term compensation, my positional ideas are now transformed into tactical motifs. And I don't know if you're finding this as a joy to watch as me, but you know, I'm sure this is GM awe-inspiring stuff at the moment in time. I mean, look at the way everything's just coordinating so well for me. All those pieces, look at them, they're just flying. They're flying into the game like the little birds they are, forcing him to make exchanges in an inferior position, attacking his queen with style, pushing on with the f-pawn, creating another weakness in his position, going towards his king, playing another great move any second now. Any second now it's going to come. Another fantastic idea is just waiting to be played in this position somewhere. It's there, I know it, I can feel it. I can feel it in the position. Can you guys feel it? I know it's there. There's got to be a good move here. Where is it? Is it this one? His queen is a good defender. No, mouse, do not misbehave. That one, that's a terrifying move that my opponent must have not seen. Just to trick him into a false sense of security. And now that he's been tricked, here comes the killer blow. And you know what? It's just beautiful. Everything about it is just fantastic. It's just such a brilliant game. The two bishops showing their full power to deliver a piece of art. Always in the bag. Oh my god. Okay, right. Back to normal stuff there. Don't know. Great sacrifice. I hear you shout. Brilliant. You know, the power of the bishops, full force ahead. And what am I doing now? Well, I'm playing a weird little line here against the Alekhine. I've tried this out a couple of times. I don't even know if there's any theory necessarily on this. My general idea here is to... I'm just trying to work out what my general idea is actually. Is to castle queenside, and that is my general idea. So to make it a bit more interesting, but I'm changing my mind now. Well, I've bottled it, as they say. And okay, normal position, except his bishop could become a very strong piece. So I think I'm going to try to exchange down some pieces. But again, I do have these light square weaknesses, so I prefer my opponent's position slightly at the moment. This is not as good as my position from the last game. Okay. So it looks like I'm going to have to again do a little hunt for 2500 and 2600 when I'm on more sparkling form. Another day. Now, in the meantime, how do we rate this? I don't know. This is all right, isn't it? I mean, I've got like, I think a move like this makes sense because the one danger I actually have, and I mean, I don't normally like swapping queens, but the one danger I have is if bishop and queen start coordinating somehow. So I think exchanging queens in this particular situation makes some sense. But first of all, let's try to kick that one away. And can I even play a weird move like this, destroying my pawns, or should I? Let's play it over here. Let's not do that. Let's keep the queens on now. Maybe use my knight somehow. Oh, that's a bit annoying. And how am I going to use my knight here? Well, I want to get rid of that bishop first. So with potentially... Isn't knight here very strong now? I've got knight e6 as well. That's a flash way of doing it. What about this one? This looks like fun, doesn't it? Little tactic, threatening a couple of things. Is that gonna win some nice material for me? Can we put it in his pipe and make him have a little smoke of it? I think so. So this is number 2. I said I'm going to win 5. Oh yes, good move, sir. Very good move. Let's play someone else. Let's play someone else. See if we can get someone else. Okay, so we have now a Russian, 2450. So I'm going to go for a Dutch. We need 3 more wins in a row to get a little bit of respect back. He's not playing the same opening as the last guy, is he? This is one of the times where I play a stone wall. The stone wall is good when your opponent's C pawn is still on C2. When the pawn is on C4, the stone wall is not as good. But in these positions, this is just not a very good line. I don't know why 2 of my opponents today have been playing it. Okay, in the first game, I played rubbish. But this is just not a good line. I mean, giving up the bishop like this, there's no way for white to try and gain an advantage. Maybe he's not trying to gain an advantage here. Maybe he's just going for equality. But if anyone's better in these positions, it should be black. You can see why now, you know, having this pawn here is a hindrance. He wants to go c3 or c4, and it gives me the chance to get the first bit of pressure on the center in this structure. Now, okay, I mean, it's nothing serious for him, and it's maybe equal position, but it's not a way to try to gain an advantage with the white pieces. So I'm just going to play normal moves. Don't need to necessarily do anything crazy at the moment. I'm thinking about taking that knight at the right time, but I'm going to develop my pieces first. Maybe put a rook on the c file, could be useful there, given a chance. And let's see if he wants to take that bishop off. Well, I have the 2 bishops. They're not particularly great, but in these stone wall lines, the bishop often comes over here. And another idea I'm going to go for now to try to open up the position for my bishops is g5. This would be a very normal move. I could have put the bishop over on h5, but I thought he'd move his queen and go knight g3, and I just have to move my bishop again. So I'm actually going to go for a... Do I need to worry about him taking here? I don't think so. I think... Well, I mean, I don't... Okay, let's play this one anyway. Probably a useful move to play. Now I can take the rook, so we can't take here. I don't think he should be doing anything on the queen side here, necessarily. I mean, even me swapping queens is not crazy, but I probably will avoid that because my future play is involved with this one. So let's go for it. Now it's time to play my secondary break and try and get some action going on the G file. I don't know. His knights are good. It's a weird position, isn't it? Weird position. And his knights are very sexy. They're sexy little knights on these 2 squares here. Well, it's not a game of chess without Harry, and I want to open his king up more. As soon as g3 is played, you know I love doing this maneuver, but my rooks are not. I want this rook on g7. So can I aim for that one? I want to get this rook over on the king side before I really open things up. So I'm going to try to go queen s6 and move my rook to one of these 2 squares. Then I'm ready to push Harry 1 more square, probably something like that. So let's do it. Okay, no reason not to. I think I'm defending everything on the queen side, and my rook, which square does it want to go to? Do I keep my bishop? Let's keep it. Let's just don't mouse mess me. I suppose if I move my rook, he will capture here, so I need to try to get some threats going. What about this guy? Can I do something a bit? Okay, now he's threatening to take and take here. So I really want to get this bishop into the game at the moment. How can I do that? How can I play with that piece? I mean, e5 is another move. What about if I just play here first, with the idea of at some point, not now, playing e5. Okay, so he's moved his knight back, and Okay. He's now going for some kind of draw, which we clearly do not want. Okay, let's try to just maneuver my pieces around. My bishop wasn't very good there, so I want to give myself the opportunity of taking with the bishop here, because I don't want to take with a pawn over because his queen comes over, and he is certainly making progress on that area of the board. Okay, now I'm going to move this one around, even if it means I lose a pawn on h5. I'm trying to somehow get some breaks in. I need to play e5, and how am I going to do that? I need to go bishop d6 and e5. Okay, that's what we need to do, and we have to play this no matter if it's good or bad, and try and force things through in the position. Open up the bishops, and it is a mess, but my opponent of course is very short of time here. But now my bishops are kind of working, aren't they? I like my bishops. For example, that one, you can see the power of the bishops coming to life a bit. Oh my god, is he threatening checkmate? And he is. How can I stop that? Wow, where did that come from? Nowhere. That was a nasty checkmate threat, but okay, not quite good enough. Number 3, 2 more to go. Let's try a bit of e4 hackery, shall we? Mora Gambit? Hell, why not, you know? One of the openings I actually really do not like playing against when I'm playing the Sicilian is the Mora Gambit. I think it's a very underrated opening. Now, I've got this book on the Mora by Esserman, which I still haven't got around to reading for my sins, so I need to read it. I know it's an excellent book, and I will certainly get around to reading that at some point. So I don't know any theory in the Mora, but I know the general ideas. Attack. You know, you normally go for this setup, get your rooks here, and, you know, just attack, basically. My opponent wants to go knight here and continue his development. Is this queen actually even coming over here? Well, how am I going to get this? Okay, well, this pawn must be what I'm going to go for. This must be my idea. I knew I had one. Just had to work out what it was. And now my next trick, it's got to involve Freddy, hasn't it? So we need to make way for this pawn. Make way, make way. But I have also allowed his knight in there. Is that a problem? I'd rather I hadn't allowed his knight in there somehow. But you can't always get what you want, in the immortal words of Mick Jagger. So I need 2 more wins, and then I'm going to be happy. 2 losses and 5 wins. That'll be okay. That'll be respectable. And so he has this square now. This is a great square for the knight in the Sicilian. You know, so many Sicilian lines, that knight comes in there. But I think I'm going to have to just play around it for the time being, and try to advance my own plans on the king side. I might take a time out with king here, but I think I need to be as violent as possible. And you can't move this pawn really, because it gives me a lovely square here for my knight. And with this f-pawn, your general attacking ideas involve like f6, stuff like this. So on the other hand, he's trying to kick. Okay, f6 I'm going to play. And if bishop takes, I can come in here, which I'm hoping will. Oh my God! Did I? No. I'm gonna plan. I'm gonna plan. I'm gonna pretend I had that plan, but I'm actually blundering pieces today. That was a lucky shot. God. Unbelievable there. Okay, it's still probably pretty bad for me, but at least it's not a piece like badness. Only 2 pawns. God, what was that all about? That was, you know, I think the Mora was doing all right there, but now his bishop's looking quite scary as well. I mean, okay, yeah, I need to create some magic here. How do I create some magic? My knight's not working. I can't get my rooks in the game. Not happy about this. Not happy at all. My knight's so bad here. I need a knight like over on G4 or something, but I can't get my knights to where the action might well be. So his bishop's fantastic here. So all in all, not great. All in all, not great. But when Harry starts moving, I start to feel a little bit better, even if my position is still not great. Now, if he goes bishop f6, I'm just going to whip that one. I'm going to whip it. So he hasn't done that. Okay. He's pushing me back. And my main hope, to be dirtily honest with you, is something to do with the clock here. Now, I really need to get my knights to better squares, but I don't see where they're going. Okay, let's use Harry. Come on, Harry, you're my one life force here. And look at this pathetic backwards maneuvering. Come on, Harry, you're my one life force. You are my one and only force. Come on, Harry, look at you, baby. This is why I love you so. I love you so, so, so. Yes, I do. And now, this position is anyone's, surely. Don't like his queen coming in. I don't like his queen coming in. Is he coming over here, check, with some frets? Yes, he's coming bishop here as well. That is a good move. So I need to stop his bishop coming to this square, because then his frets will just be too strong. And I think I'm holding it together at the moment. Exchanges, why not? Why not get rid of some of his attacking pieces here? And now do a little bit of centralization. And this position looks okay to me. Should we do something stupid? There we go, do that. Yeah! Okay, right, one more, and then I'm happy. I've got 5 in a row then, so it hasn't been a disaster. Let's come out with a French, and we'll finish this stream today with an old style winnerware French. Exchange French. Loads of people seem to be playing this against me. I mean, Hammer played it against me. Loads of people doing this against me. I mean, it's not something I'm scared of, and I seem to get quite good results with it. It shouldn't really give white any advantage, but it's a little bit annoying to face. You know, a little bit annoying, because white's play can be quite simple. I like this setup. I prefer my pawn chain here to my opponent's knight and pawn in this situation, personally. I like this. It's a nice solid structure for me. But saying that, I need to find squares for my knights. So how are we going to get them working? Okay, not too worried about that one, because I thought my knight wanted to come to f8 anyway, so my bishop can move. So I'm going to put my knight on f8. And bishop on d6. What about this guy here? Bishop on d6 looks like a good square. Now this knight maybe comes to g7 and then to f5, and then I'm happy. Then my knights have found their squares. And yeah, I'm even starting to feel quite confident here. So my opponent has swapped that one off. Now I'm very tempted to play this one, when it will be a battle for these two squares. Who can get a knight to these two squares first? So he's going to go knight g1, do this. On the other hand, I'm going to bring my knight to f6 and do it that way. So we're both going to get our knights into these squares via standard maneuvers, which again when you're playing these openings, you've got to expect equality. Well, let's get rid of that knight before he can get a chance to secure it on that square. Give him a chance, give him a choice of captures to play. And now it must involve me moving these guys up the board, especially with my rook supporting them going up the board as such. So g5, f4, g4. This is my next plan. I quite like this. I think I'm slightly better now. My maneuvers seem to have worked pretty well up to this point in time. And now he's thinking, because it's actually also, I mean, the one thing in chess you've got to remember is generally whoever has the easiest plan will prevail often. You know, chess is often about, you've got to have a simple, easy, doesn't even have to be a great plan, but a good plan helps. If your opponent can't think of a plan, which maybe my opponent can't hear, and he starts divvying about and struggling to find the right way to continue, then you know it's going to become difficult for him. And again, knight h3, I mean, is that really helping his position? In some ways you could say when I play f4 his position is going to become weaker. Well, he's played a rather outrageous move there. Now my first instinct, I like f4 anyway. I might play this one because I love having the pawn there. Now I could have taken that one, but I did spot I had this tactic, and this tactic to me, combined with Harry doing the job again, looked very strong. And need to use these guys. Okay, it's not so clear because if I take, his knight's going to fly in and start creating threats. So I have to take some risks here and allow his pawn to come down, I think. Okay. How do I break through? I now need to get a rook to h8. But obviously risky plan. As we can see, very risky plan, especially when his knight comes in. Well, that's annoying. That is annoying. Should just about be okay. Let's move my queen out of the way of some knight check, and I might just take the knight if he comes in, keep it simple. So he's come back. And I shouldn't have let him take here, should I? Right. Play quick. There's the key. Should still be alright for me, this. Can I play there? He's going to bring his knight in. Tactically, don't freeze. Let's go for it anyway. Because I still have pressure in this position and he can't get his pieces in if I just cover everything. G4 is the move, isn't it? Well, he's making it tricky. Flip a duck. Run! Let's see if you can run, boy. Run! No, we're not having any of that. There we go. Jolly good. Well, that was an alright session in the end. Got the 5 wins that I wanted, starting with that very weird checkmate. Now do remember that later on, 8 PM tonight, I'm going to be trying to chase those ducks down, put them in the pipe, smoke them, and do the job. I've got a rivals match with JB, and that should be a lot of fun. We haven't had one for a while. I'll be trying my best to win it, of course. About time I prevailed in one of these ones. And it'll be a lot of fun, and I hope to see you there on my Twitch channel. See you later. Goodbye.